All right, sorry about that, guys. We are live, and today we actually have a really special guest. I have Soon from MoBox joining us today. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. And yourself? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm doing good. And you want to just give a brief introduction for anyone who may not know what you got going on and what you're doing over at MoBox?
Sure. So my name is Soon. Real name is Sam. For those that don't know us, we've been doing blockchain games for the past 4 years now. We started our first game on Ethereum. It was a game called Ether Online. We then moved to create a gaming platform on the Tron blockchain. We were lucky enough to have that also released on Binance Launchpad. Um, we then kind of wanted to focus on our long-term vision, which is this MoBox platform where creators and game developers and players can contribute to the whole platform. And we launched on April 6th of this year. We've already hit some pretty crazy milestones. We had over $500 million in TVL a while back ago. Over almost, I believe, a million NFTs minted on the Binance Smart Chain, and over 800,000 registered users.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that's really crazy. And I've been enjoying myself here on the Block Brawler game. Something that you said that actually kind of stood out is that you have been building blockchain games for over close to 4 years now. Is this something that you were building games before, or you were just very early sort of to this blockchain gaming trend?
Yeah, so let me give you a little more, like a further back of a background about our team. Actually, what we used to do, we started about 10 years ago. We would, take Asian developed games and then we would publish them in the West. So what we would do is, we go find some Asian developers. They don't know how to operate their game in a Western audience. So what we do is we would take these great games, we would localize them, and then we would launch them on Facebook and Apple and Google. So we have a very, very wide network of developers that we know, and we have a lot of experience in how to market games to a Western audience. But blockchain games is a little different because, in a traditional game, what you do is, you can buy ads and know how an ad costs this much and the user will pay you this much over a long period of time. But with blockchain games, it's really different because now the whole tokenomics is different. In traditional games, you only have money coming in. With blockchain games and GameFi and play to earn and whatnot, now you have money coming in, but money also has to go out as well. So the tokenomics is very, very different than traditional games. But yeah, we've been building games for a long, long time now. Um, so we have a lot of experience in creating hopefully fun games.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I know that's been like a recent discussion that's circulating around like people who like it's obviously not easy to build a good game. So people who kind of just flounder in to blockchain gaming probably won't have the most success. So hearing that you guys have sort of all this background, it makes sense that okay, I am playing sort of this very well put together. And it's not obviously the next AAA game, but this is a game that I've been playing for an hour a day almost for the past 18, 20 days or so. And it's been enjoyable nearly all of the time I've been on the game. And just to get people up to speed here, I just melted down all my gear from overnight. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm forging for a chest piece here soon. I'm going for the Retribution set. I don't know if it's quite the best set. I had the Vigor set last season, which I think was fairly well, but this was just the dice roll I got. I already have 4 pieces. I'm just going to go for the rest. But yeah, I'm just forging some chest plates. We'll see if I get lucky and end up getting the piece I want. Oh, check that out. So I did get the proper thing there, and it looks like I lost soon. Let me just add them back. There we are. Back.
Hello?
Hello, hello. Can you
Can
hear
you hear
me?
me?
I can hear you. but you cannot hear
Definitely
me.
something wrong with the mic. Let me try to re-enter.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm just going to catch up on the game side here real quick. We did get a piece of gear we wanted, so I'm going to go equip that. Equip all. And equip this chest piece here. It is going to lower our combat score just a little, but now we have almost a full set. I can come back here and let me add soon back in. Do we get that
I
sorted
don't know if it's
potentially?
me or just this really, really weird sound.
Bronson's telling me not to. 1 second. 1 second. Let me sort this out with soon. Hello, hello, Sam.
There we go. There we go.
Perfect. Cool.
Perfect. My
Glad we
apologies.
got no worries there. Little technical difficulties. What I was just talking about is the set I have. And we have some people in chat jumping in, Bronson and Douglas. Bronson's already telling me I'm doing some wrong things. This season I just got a good draw on the retribution set. So I've just been
Okay.
rolling for those just because I already had 4 pieces of gear. So
Might as well finish it off.
exactly. So I have 2
Yeah.
pieces left. I'll be rolling now for boots and a shield. And what I've been doing, right, is because obviously, how am I checking this? There's a way I want to check the Oh, here it is, right in the suit. So what I'm doing is, okay, I'm rolling for this retribution. I'm not equipping it till I get both because I'm going to lose this other 5% HP bonus. Just something I picked up along the way. Nothing crazy,
Yep.
but definitely don't want to destroy any bonuses if you don't have to. And I'm just going to roll some boots. Maybe we get lucky, maybe we don't. It takes a good amount of rolls sometimes, but I think that's part of like the fun aspect of min maxing. And then obviously I just get to melt down anything I'm not using anymore.
Exactly. It's very important to collect sets. Those bonuses help out a lot.
Definitely. So let me jump in there. And then before we got cut off, I don't quite remember what we were on, but I think it was like just the intersection of traditional gaming and blockchain gaming. Did you expect it? I mean, you've obviously been doing this for a while, but now this kind of current year has been sort of the full fruition of blockchain gaming. Where do you see it moving forward from here?
Yeah, I think first of all, there's two, I guess, teams or games that I really have to give a big shout out to. The number one is CryptoKitties, because that was the first kind of NFT kind of collectible game that really opened my eyes to know how blockchain technology can kind of change the whole gaming industry. So our first game, as I said before, was called Ether Online, and no, back in the day, it was on Ethereum. 90% of the code was through smart contracts. No, there were NFTs, there were mystery boxes. It was back in the day when what a lot of people did was they would do NFT pre-sales. So what we did was, we had, I believe there were 10 different pets, and then they were all limited, and then you could purchase them and use them to battle for you in the game. And I remember back in the day, just opening a mystery box, you can open it today and it won't open till tomorrow just because, the network wasn't stable and gas fees and everything like that. So, having our game on Binance Smart Chain right now actually creates a much better user experience and feedback for the player because, the last thing you want to do is wait 24 hours just to open a mystery box. The second game that I really need to think is Axie. I think Axie Infinity kind of brought the whole kind of NFT gaming into more mainstream media. So that's also why we see tremendous growth in the blockchain gaming industry in the past several months. But what I've seen recently is there's two different companies right now that are trying out blockchain games. One type of company or one type of team is, there are a lot of developers. They've been doing blockchain for a while, but not necessarily games. And then just because of this whole GameFi and play to earn and NFTs, they decided to, you know what, let's create a game as well. But then they will realize that creating a game and having a nice set of tokenomics and whatnot is much easier said than done. The second type of team or company that I've been seeing a lot recently is traditional gaming companies that again, they see the whole GameFi scene and they want to try to make a blockchain game. But I've been talking to a lot of them, and I realized that the learning curve is not as simple as it sounds. A lot of them don't know the difference between ERC 721 and ERC 1155. A lot of people don't understand why we got to burn MoBox tokens. So the learning curve is very big. What I see, at least in the next year or so, is that there's going to be a lot of games coming out because everybody's gonna trying to hit this kind of a trend. But as they realize that it's not as easy as it seems, I think about 99% of them will die out, and the remaining 1% is what we will be seeing for the next 2 to 5 years. And it's really about these 1% of these companies that will kind of bring blockchain gaming to the mainstream. I think one thing that everyone in this space has to kind of work together to solve is the barrier to entry. I think blockchain games has been around for quite a while now, but one thing that no one has been able to kind of solve or find a solution to is how to lower the barrier to entry so that mainstream players can also play blockchain games and kind of realize the benefits of why blockchain is so beneficial to the gaming industry. Owning your own assets and whatnot. Because the number one thing is opening a wallet is one thing, but having the user to go purchase the first cryptocurrency in order to play your game, that's a very steep learning curve. So I think everybody in the industry has to kind of work together to see how we can just make it as easy, as simple as possible for users to start enjoying blockchain games.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot to unpack there, right? That was a big question I asked. And just to cover like what you were just talking about, I think that's massive, right? I was expecting to jump in. This was before I did much research at all. I was expecting to jump into Block Brawl, and I was like, oh, every sort of battle, every sort of thing is going to be a transaction. But it was extremely seamless to get onboarded and set everything up. It's the game's standalone in its own. So I think that's a massive thing and sort of been a theme, right? How do you bridge these two worlds of traditional gaming and blockchain? And it seems like Blockballer does a great job at that, not having to worry about all of these constant contract calls, and just having it almost in its own standalone app sort of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to touch on there was just like the idea that, okay, maybe only 1 to 10% of these games like will withstand. How do you sort of aim to do that? I guess one of the big things is the seamless onboarding, right?
Yeah, so one thing is the seamless onboarding, but I also differentiate ourselves with a lot of other projects out there. Like I'm sure a lot of them are doing great things, but I think we kind of take a different approach. We kind of try to create our own kind of ecosystem. We have our own NFT marketplace, we have our own apps, we have our own centralized wallets, we have our own decentralized wallets. Being able to take control of what you develop allows you the possibility to lower this barrier. Because if you're always, for example, needing to use, for example, MetaMask, how to lower the barrier to entry, that will be dependent on MetaMask. This is also why before we actually launched the platform, we spent a lot of time in creating our own decentralized wallet and our own mobile app. So hopefully we can take control of the whole onboarding process. So I think that's very important. like you said, no, I think the difference between MoBox is that I don't believe, because we've been in the gaming industry for so long, we understand that no, there's no one game that suits all. Everybody likes their different genres. Some people like RPG games. Some people like games like Candy Crush, or game like MOBA games like Dota and LOL and whatnot. MoBox is a platform. We're not a single game. So we're gonna have a lot of different games on our platform, and we've already reached out to several developers that we've known in the past to specifically create games for the MoBox platform. So this way, if you don't like block brawler, or if you don't like Token Master, we're gonna have 10 or 20 other games that hopefully one of them you will find and enjoy. So I think we kind of take a different approach rather than just building a single game and hoping that no, it's gonna be a smash hit. We hope that we have enough content and enough fun games on our platform where everyone can find something that they can enjoy. So I think that's the most that's the thing that sets us apart from everyone else.
No, I think that's great. And having the platform gives you guys the power to pivot, and almost sounds like it puts you in a similar position to where you guys have seen success before, sort of taking and onboarding other games to your platform and helping them find the audience that they're looking for. And then obviously mixing that with blockchain adds some fuel to the fire. Before I get too far in here, I've jumped into some battles. This is the current build I have. I was actually copying a leaderboard player. I'm in a bit of a predicament. One, I'm stuck on the butcher, and some people have told me there's certain skills that help better with the butcher. But now I'm just in this kind of limbo where, okay, I can't upgrade any skills except maybe some of these frontline mercenaries. I can definitely upgrade these heals, but something I've found is just upgrading damage is so beneficial, getting damage down on the hero. Obviously, I don't expect you to know the exact right answer here, but like, what would your thoughts be here? Do you sort of save the points and keep going for damage? Do you upgrade the frontline mercenary, maybe upgrade your heal a little bit more? And I think this is what really like highlights what's fun about the game, right? Because who really knows the right answer? There's what 10 hours left in the season. Will I even be able to get enough skill points to upgrade maybe this gunfire slam? Like, it's very interesting dynamic of how you can min max here. I don't even know if you have an answer for me soon, but this is just like one of the predicaments I've been having.
Yeah, I wish I had an answer, to be honest, but even myself, I've been trying. When I was testing the game before it launched, no, I was kind of playing around with a lot of different builds. I think one great thing about Block Brawler is that no two players are ever the same, because it really depends on what kind of skills you put together, what kind of equipment you put together, and whatnot. But since you're a monk, I believe monks do higher damage. I would definitely focus on the damage, but you're also very, I believe, rather low on HP. So damage and healing would be probably what I would be focusing on.
Yeah.
But no, right now the game is still, it's only been 2 seasons. So there's a lot of things that we're still tweaking here and there just to make sure that everything is balanced. What we see right now is that some heroes are unfortunately stronger than others, especially if you put the right skills to work. So we're still playing around with the numbers and making sure that we have everything balanced before we kind of take the MoBox platform to the masses.
Yeah, definitely. And that's something that's constant in all games, right? Like, the meta is constantly adjusting. You have fixes, balance updates going out. So it's nothing out of the blue. And I think that is like, okay, there's so much to do. I remember opening up these skill trees the first time I jumped
Yeah,
on, and I'm just like, oh wow, there's a lot to mess up here.
there's a lot.
um,
There's a lot.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that's really exciting. I went ahead and just upgraded the heal. We have Bronson in chat, and he was suggesting that as well. So may as well. And then I'm just going to jump back into some battles here. But yeah, I've definitely been enjoying it. And something I've found is the reverse heals seem to be fairly strong. I actually got in a battle with an assassin yesterday, and he came back and commented on the video. But he was just running an incredibly high damage assassin build. I think he had like 4,600, 4,700 combat score, and
Wow.
like a couple slams and two reverse shields, or two reverse heal mercenaries. It was actually this skill right here, and he was just healing so much and doing a ton of damage. It was a crazy good build.
Yeah, I realized that, like I thought that we would be pretty good at the game, but what I realized is that no, some of our players, they really dive really, really deep into the numbers, what skills to put together, what equipment to use and whatnot. And it's just crazy how quickly these people kind of understand the whole game mechanics. And even my main game designer probably can't even get in the top 20 right now. It's
Yeah, it's
crazy. It's crazy.
yeah, and like that obviously means there's like a community sort of building and developing around this. Is there some sort of like, I know you guys have your forums and that's probably the best place, but is there like an idea of like how are you guys looking to build sort of more of a community aspect around the entire MoBox platform, but even specifically it sounds like within these games there'll be pretty big communities.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna be frank and honest here. I think both Token Master and Block Brawler are considered more simple type of games. The reason why we kind of want to get these simple games out first is kind of test what the community likes and make sure that we have enough content on our platform for everyone to enjoy. But moving down the road, we actually have rather, I guess, more sophisticated, more hardcore game that will be releasing. Uh, Currently, the tentative date is the second week of December. So these games will have, they have their guilds within the game, their own chat systems and whatnot. So there will be more of a community within the game as well. But you also mentioned, the community on the MoBox platform and our forum. I think that's something that we just released a couple weeks ago, and we're slowly kind of adding more content on there and more contests, so people can help one another out and kind of put out different tutorials, put out different builds, and get rewarded with Mbox tokens for contributing to the community.
Yeah, and I think it's really great. I'm excited. You guys are moving fast with these games, it sounds like. I mean, Block Brawler is fairly new. It's 3 to 4 weeks into launch, if I'm not mistaken. And then it sounds like you guys got more exciting things coming. And that's really cool, like incorporating in chat system, like a guild. It sounds like you guys are really just getting started, to me at least.
Yeah, no, actually, I'm gonna send you a video. Let me see here.
Awesome.
Uh,
Awesome. Starting to get wrecked a little bit here, but it's the name of the game.
so I'm not sure if you can. I just sent it to you on Telegram. Not sure if you can just kind of
Yeah, I should
show that
be able
video.
to just pull this over here. Yep. Let me finish up this battle and then we can check out this video.
Sounds good. And I'm probably gonna send you another
Awesome.
thing that we're working on. Let's see.
Cool. We're going to fast forward through this. Looks like we barely lost that one, but I'm going to jump into this the Momoverse, which looks pretty interesting. Let me see if I can't full screen it. Yep.
Welcome to Momoverse. Let us explore this magical world together.
So that was fusing of Momos, it looked like,
Yep.
into the token master. Yeah, and I'm definitely familiar with these things.
Create, play, and earn anytime, anywhere at MoBox.io.
So this was just a quick kind of a promo video about the platform, which we created about a week ago. But I think what I wanted to show here is kind of, how we're more of a platform, or at least in my eyes, what I call the Momo verse. So I actually just sent you another screenshot. I don't know if you can bring that up.
Yep, give me 1 second. Gonna have to get a little more creative with this one, but shouldn't be an issue. And yeah, I mean, the beginning of the video sort of outlines this idea of the Momo metaverse, where all these games or the Momoverse, where all these games will kind of be accessible for. And then this is the image you shared with me there.
Exactly. So this is just the first image. No, we're still expanding this Momoverse world. So now here you can kind of see this is kind of like the main city. You have your DAO, you have the NFT marketplace, you have NFT farmer, and everything else in here. And no, we're gonna be expanding this land where each game is one land, and users kind of can explore the whole Momoverse and kind of walk around, meet new friends, chat with one another, and more importantly, they can create their own content as well as enjoy other creations as well. So this is something that we're working on right now. It's going to take a while to develop, but it's something that we're very excited about, and hopefully we'll have something, I guess, a sneak peek of what everything will look like in the next week or two.
Yeah, no, this is really cool. And I like the idea of sort of this next step, right? It falls back to that question, like, what is MoBox, or what are these gaming or GameFi projects doing differently, looking to retain users? And like you said, you're not just betting on one game. You're not saying, okay, look, we're putting out the greatest game ever. You guys understand from your experience, and not only just traditional gaming experience, but blockchain gaming experience, sort of how to design what looks like a good tokenomic structure for an entire ecosystem. And then the idea of getting a lot of content, right? Maybe everyone doesn't love Block Brawler, but you guys are looking to cater all sorts of games, which I think is super cool and unique. And I myself have been enjoying Block Brawler. I have a little bit of ways to go before I can really land on the leaderboard, but like, it goes to show, even just playing the game, like, I'm enjoying it. If I was constantly winning one of the top players, I think I'd have a blast. Like, I'd be hard to get me off of the platform.
Just need more practice there.
Exactly. I like the first season, I think I had a good hero. Like, I was playing the assassin, but my build was a little bit off. And I didn't get any skill resets the first season around, which was a little bit tough. This season, I got the 2 skill resets, and that definitely opened up my freedom to mess around a little bit as well. So it's really just like, it's a big learning curve. And like, part of it, I've just been like, all right, I'm going to go through Twitter and see if I can't find any of these top players sharing their builds, just sort of all sorts of things. And then also just grinding the game, which is pretty enjoyable as well. I do like that you guys have even the auto battle feature, so it's not like I actually, like, okay, I can have the game open, sort of monitor it, but it's not like I'm sitting here for hours cranking through the dungeons,
Yeah, no, I think that having kind of these auto battle or idle kind of games. It's no, you should enjoy games, but at the same time, no, there's so many other things in life that you got to enjoy as well. So we kind of wanted to make sure, the game isn't too hardcore, because the more hardcore a game is, the harder it is to onboard and retain users. With that being said, we will be having more hardcore games out, since we're a platform, we want to cater to as many different users and players as possible. One thing we're also working on is that we've been kind of communicating with some rather popular esports teams, where we're going to be creating kind of more PvP sort of games together, and hopefully we can educate their fan base and their users on how to get started with blockchain games.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've seen that being a rising trend as well. I'm curious here. I don't want to sort of keep you here for my entire leaderboard kind of final push here, but just to sort of wrap things up, like there's a lot I've been missing in the series, and I still have one more week in the series. So I'll take like everything I've learned in the past two and apply that to the next one. So I'm definitely excited for that. I can even potentially squeeze on to the end of the leaderboard here, which would be cool. Get some a little bit of Momo back, and then or MBox back, and then go rent some more NFTs. So that should be pretty exciting. But I'm curious for you to just touch on what's going on with Token Master, all the different strategies users can go about, because I'm seeing people here talking about wanting to play Block Brawler, but maybe they don't necessarily have rare Momos. If you could touch on like the idea of having rare Momos, renting them, using them to play the games, or even lending them out to people. I think that's really interesting to get more of an encompassing idea of the platform.
Yeah, definitely. I think that I think one of the cooler features of the MoBox platform is the lent and rent system. I think this is also a system where it kind of lowers the entry to barrier as well, because honestly, before we even started the platform, we're kind of forecasting what these Momos will be worth. And to be honest, I never thought that someone would. I never thought that these Momos would. An epic Momo right now is over 10 grand. Well, that's right, over 10 grand.
It's
And
crazy.
this actually exactly it is. And what, I think the most expensive legendary Momo that was auctioned off was almost $800,000. Whoever bought it, thank you. But this, no, we don't keep any of that money. All that, all those MBox tokens get burned. But no, this also just shows you kind of the support that we've been getting from the community, and people actually believe in what we're doing, which means a lot to myself and the team as well. But back to the lent and rent, I think so. Everyone here, I hope, has heard of YGG. I think YGG did something that's very, very phenomenal. They kind of put together NFT collectors and gamers, and kind of lowered the barrier to entry for people who actually like to play games but might not have the funds to, for example, buy a Momo. But one problem I find with their system is very good. But one problem I find is that before you can even lend and rent, you gotta trust the other party. Now YGG is big, but about a year ago or whatnot, they didn't have the fame that they had today. So number one, you had to trust that YGG will pay you after the season ends, and at the same time, YGG has to trust the player that they won't, for example, steal the account or whatnot. So we kind of took this idea and we kind of broadened it and kind of applied blockchain technology to it. So our whole lend and rent system is all on smart contracts. So the benefits of this is that you no longer have to trust the other party. You just have to trust that the smart contracts work. So how it works is that we see there's a lot of NFT collectors, and they just have those NFTs staked on the MoBox platform, and they're farming MBox tokens. But at the same time, we kind of want to make sure that other than farming MBox tokens through NFT Farmer, that maybe they have other ways to generate income at the same time helping other players. So as an NFT collector, let's say you don't play games, what you can do is put your NFTs into the marketplace, and then you can say, I want to lend out this NFT for X amount of MBox tokens or BUSD now for X amount of days. And let's say there's a gamer out there who can't afford a $10,000 NFT. What they can do now is they can rent it from the marketplace, play it during the whole season, and it gets returned to the original owner afterwards. During this whole process, the owner of the NFT and the player, they never, ever, ever have to talk to one another. Everything is run through the smart contracts. There's one thing that I want to add to this system is where we can lower the entry even more. So instead of having the player having to pay a certain amount of money every day to rent the Momo, what happens is that we kind of do a revenue share. So let's say I'm the NFT collector. I'm gonna put out my Momo and I'm gonna say, okay, if you rent this, then I will split whatever earnings you have with you, let's say 30%, 70%. The player rents it. They whatever they win whatever MBox tokens they can win through the leaderboard, and then the revenue share happens automatically. So this way, you really kind of feel the free to play and play to earn initiative here. So I think this is something that we'll be working on in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully it's a system that can bring even more players into the MoBox ecosystem.
Yeah, I think that's actually really interesting, this idea of lowering the barrier of entry even more, because that's something that and it's just apparent right now because there's so many eyes on GameFi. The barrier of entry is just increased because there's so much demand to be in these games, it seems. And I think that's really unique, sort of that next step, this renting system, and the fact that you guys are looking to optimize it, I think is really well. I've enjoyed the renting system because it's been a great way for me to dive into this. And then, like you said, not have to spend $15,000 on Momo NFTs. So it's definitely been a good experience. And it's great to hear that you're looking to optimize it more. I know Bronson in chat is saying like he doesn't have the startup capital to even rent, but there's other ways to go around that too. Not necessarily saying if you play for free, you're going to land top 10, top 20, even on the leaderboard, but there's nothing stopping you from jumping into the platform. I've been learning it for 3 weeks now. And then once you really have a grasp, then jumping in and maybe gathering a little bit of capital to rent some Momos for the season, or even if possible, kind of take advantage of this capital share model or this revenue share model if that ends up working out and being efficient there. So there's multiple ways around it. And I would, like, from my experience, if you're going to go and invest a lot, I would learn the platform first, adventure around, sort of figure out what's good. Like, you don't need to jump in at full speed, which I think is really cool about the MoBox platform as a whole. There's a bunch of different outlets to dip your toes in and kind of test things out before you really jump in.
Exactly. And no, I actually wanted to say thank you to Greg, yourself, and BSC News. I think what you guys have been doing has been great. I think the whole Binance Smart Chain kind of there's not a lot of I guess websites or avenues for people to kind of showcase their work. I think everything you guys write on your website are very very well written. And it's very fair. You guys give really good advice and very fair advice as well. So what I want to do is, let me see if I could send you this picture here.
Awesome.
I actually just thought of this just because I think you guys have been doing great stuff.
Sweet.
Let me find it here. Give me 1 second. So I just sent it to you on Telegram. It should be there now.
Awesome. Yep.
So what these are is, yeah, if you could just pop that up on the screen.
Yep. Here we go. Can you see that? Yep, you should be able to. It looks like we got some real MoBox's.
Exactly. So what I wanted to do is kind of bridge the gap between offline and online, and how people who aren't usually online can also benefit from or be educated about what NFTs are, because I do believe this is the future of many, many great things to come. So what we did is we took several rare Momos and 3 legendary Momos, and we created actual figurines of these Momos. It took us about 2 months to design and develop them, but they're finally done now. In total, there are 300. And I think that I was always thinking about ways to give them out. So I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave maybe 2 or 3 just for BSC News, and maybe you guys can kind of think of an event or whatnot, and we can give these away to your community.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And I really appreciate that. Soon, Sam, I don't know what you prefer to go by, but you've actually been sponsoring giveaways for the entire series. So I know all the viewers have been enjoying that, entering in those. And this will be something to just top off the season. So now knowing this, coming this following week, this next season of MoBox, I'll finish that out, and we will definitely be running this. Sorry, I'm just looking at these NFTs. They're pretty sweet. And we'll be running this contest for this last. And I'm curious, is the Block Brawler season 1 or 2 weeks? I can't remember.
Block Brawler, I believe, is 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah. So maybe I'll extend the series an extra week
10
just so
days.
I get just so I get the full series in. But yeah, we will definitely be opening up the campaign for this. I think currently, let me double check. I will put up the code now. And I'll let you pop out here, Sam, because I know you
Sure.
had some things to catch. But I really appreciate you, one, allocating all of these resources to our users here at BSC News. I know they've been enjoying keeping along with the series. And I know there's some people who tune in pretty often, and they'll be excited to hear about the giveaway. Overall, I've been having a blast with Block Brawler. I'm pretty determined to land on the leaderboard, whether it happens this season or the next. It looks like I'm getting pretty close. It's just kind of honing in a last couple things. I see even Bronson is frustrated with one of the skills I have, but part of the issue is I've already leveled up my skills so high, it's hard to change. But noting these things for the next season. Other than that, Sam, it was great having you on, and I look forward to seeing what's coming out of MoBox. You guys are moving at breakneck speeds, and it's really fun watching it.
Yeah, thank you, Greg, for having me. I hope we can do this more often. Just for everyone else out there, we have some great stuff coming out in the next week or two. As I promised in my last AMA, we kind of redesigned our whole roadmap. And I think one thing that we've been pretty good at is following what our roadmap says. So do look forward to that. And I also just want to say thank you to Greg and BSC News. I think what you guys have been doing has been great. I think any project that kind of wants to get the word out there or whatnot, you guys definitely got to contact BSC News. It's the place to get your most up-to-date finance information.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sam. I will see you soon, chat soon, and follow up with you regarding the giveaway. But we'll just do a classic Gleam form there and then get those over to some lucky winners.
Sounds great. Thank you, Greg, and hope everyone has a nice day or
evening, morning. Yep. All right, peace out. I'm going to keep this leaderboard push going. We'll see if I can't get lucky. Peace.
Sounds good. Have fun. Bye-bye.
Yep. Awesome. I'm going to jump some music on here, and we're going to close out this season, guys. That was really cool. We got some insight there from Sam, and there was sort of a lot of information. And the main thing I gathered is just that MoBox as a platform is developing a lot. They're building sort of tangible toys, trying to bridge this gap. They're not focused on just one game. They understand that gaming appeals to a bunch of other people. And then I think most importantly, something that I didn't know and I actually brought up on stream yesterday was just that soon in the team at MoBox, they are both familiar with traditional gaming and blockchain gaming, which I think gives them a massive leg up. So those are all just very interesting things that we kind of got insight on. And then we also got some cool things to give away on this next or on this final season that we'll be partaking of Block Brawler. Give me 1 second here. Gonna get some music on. So Bronson is saying to remove the Immortal Aura, or sorry, remove the Immortal Cure and equip Immortal Aura. I will check that out right now for you. Let me just probably lose this battle. All right, let me jump into it. I just wrecked my rating though. So what are you saying I should switch out? I don't have a Immortal Cure. I have 2 reversal. Oh, I see. Reversal Cure. Oh, you want... Okay, you're saying the Immortal one. The thing is it's going to be a level 1 skill. And it's not going to be worth it. I think these skills are really good, in my opinion. I may be wrong. I'm curious, Bronson, what do you have? Are you ranked on the leaderboard or anything? 9 skill levels is a lot, is my main thing. You saying that Immortal Aura is not the way to go? Yeah, I actually copied this build from one of last season's top players is where I got it from. Let me turn this down just a smidge. Nice. Jump back into the battle. It's looking a little bleak for us this season, guys, but there will be one more season. So I'm pretty motivated to come back strong for that season. Should be interesting though. We'll definitely close this one out, get some key takeaways, and then go back to the drawing board tomorrow. Yeah, and Bronson's recommending the Misery set, so that might be something I try to min-max for next season, because that sounds good. Jumping into the next battle here. Outcome is not looking the sharpest, but it is what it is. I definitely learned again from this season. Let me throw up this giveaway here, and that's what I was actually looking to double check to see. I don't think this giveaway has closed, but I just want to double check for you guys and also get you the proper link. Give me 1 second here. Looks like it may even be finished. Let's see. Nope, so there's 32 hours left in this giveaway. Secret code is down below. And that's the form to enter for anyone who is not aware. So great little giveaway there to take part of. And that's, again, Sam was nice enough to, I think he's provided us with 10 to 30 MoBox keys at this point in time. So that's been amazing on that front. Oh, yep. It's a sad ending to this season, guys. I can maybe claim some of these. So something I really liked that I found was I went against this player yesterday. I'm not remembering his name, but he knows who he is. He commented, and he's the assassin build. I want to reach back out to him and find out where he ended on the leaderboard, because it seemed like he had a really strong build. And that might be something I want to try to use or tweak next time around. This guy just healed back to full health. This should be a win for us, though. I don't see why we lose this battle. Long battle. We're winding down to the end of the clock here, but that's that reverse heal, though. It does put in a lot of work. I think they're somewhat useful. I don't know if they're quite as strong as I like to think they are, the reversal keys. And we lost that one. Look at our trophies are tanking. It is the end of season upset, and not in a good way, but it's okay. I'm geared up. I'm ready to go for this next season. We still have a little bit of rewards in the tank, or a little bit of initial investment in the tank, and we will be able to just grind it out and really get into the MoBox platform after learning it, specifically the block brawler game. So just going to ride out this stream here. Nothing quite too exciting. We already know we're not landing on the leaderboard. Curious of how you guys are thinking about the series? Any thoughts? Also, just DeFi in general, right? All these layer one decentralized finance networks have been catching massive bids. Bitcoin's looking good. It's just an exciting time in the market right now. Cool. 2 more battles left, and we'll see where we end up. It's going to be nothing glamorous by any means. Awesome. 1 battle left, and then we'll just kind of look through the platform, see if there's any last second things I can do. But other than that, I think this is the wrap up to our 2nd season of Block Brawler. Final battle, we go out with a win. That's going to place us 5-5-5 on the leaderboard with 10 hours left. I could maybe still do a little bit of off-season grinding if I get the time. We are stuck on this butcher here, 845. Not looking hot on the dungeon at all, rank 774. Something I am curious of is, let's see, you have this pass here, and for every 1 MoBox, I earn a point. Okay, there's not too much to do here, but I will get the level 1 Mo Pass, which is pretty important. It'll allow me to change my hero again and get 2 free skill resets. So that's pretty important there. Other than that, I think this closes off this season. We, again, weren't able to earn anything. And we have, let me check. One second here. I'm just trying to figure out what our balance is here. So we have about 306 BUSD and 15 MoBox left for this final season. I think that'll be more than enough to get us where we need to be. So it'll just be a matter of grinding and putting in the time. And I'm excited for that. So that's all I was looking at there. Other than that, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. We had a cool guest on today. If you missed that, Sam did just some outlining of the platform, the future of MoBox, Block Brawler, and sort of GameFi as a whole. So I think there was a ton of good insight in there. For those of you who enjoyed today, please go ahead and subscribe to the video, like, and even hit that bell icon because we're putting out content daily now, whether it's general DeFi content, interviews with big projects, It's this Traders to Gamers series, recaps from large summits we've done. There's lots of good content, and it's only going to expand from here. So again, please like and subscribe. It means a lot. It also shows that you guys are enjoying the content. Other than that, I will be signing off and be back on at the same time tomorrow. Peace out, everyone.